Welcome back to Tech Talks, where we dive deep into the latest trends in technology and innovation. Today, we have a fascinating conversation lined up about the current investment landscape in AI, the regulatory challenges facing big tech, and how AI is becoming an integral part of our daily lives. I'm thrilled to have guests with us today.
Thanks for having me. I'm excited to discuss these pressing issues. There's so much happening right now in the tech world.
Absolutely. Let's jump right in. The investment in artificial intelligence has skyrocketed recently, with reports showing that global AI investments reached an astounding $110 billion in 2023 alone. However, experts are warning us about a potential bubble. What's your take on this investment frenzy?
It's a double-edged sword, for sure. The rapid influx of capital into AI startups is unprecedented, and while it's driving innovation, it also raises concerns. Many experts, including those from financial institutions like Goldman Sachs, have pointed to the possibility of a bubble, similar to the dot-com era. When we see valuations that do not align with fundamental business metrics, it raises red flags.
That's a great point, and we've seen some extraordinary valuations, such as OpenAI's recent funding rounds. They've reached a valuation of around $29 billion, which is impressive, but does it reflect the actual market demand and sustainable growth?
Exactly. Valuations can often be speculative. Many investors are pouring money into AI because they fear missing out on the next big thing, which can lead to inflated prices without a solid business case behind them. If the growth slows, or if there's a downturn in the market, we could see a rapid correction, potentially harming many startups and investors alike.
Right, and with this frenzy, we have to ask, how do we differentiate between genuine innovation and hype? What indicators should investors and consumers look for?
A great question. I think one of the key indicators is the utility and application of the technology. Are these AI tools solving real-world problems? For instance, AI in healthcare is seeing substantial growth because it's enhancing diagnostics and patient care. If a startup can demonstrate clear, measurable benefits, it's more likely to be sustainable.
Speaking of healthcare, it's fascinating how AI is being integrated into various sectors, from healthcare to autonomous driving. But as we're seeing these advancements, there's a parallel discussion about regulation. Big tech companies like Meta seem to be dodging some regulatory scrutiny while continuing to expand. What do you think about this regulatory landscape?
It's a complex situation. On one hand, we have regulators grappling with how to keep up with the rapid pace of innovation. On the other hand, companies like Meta and Google are lobbying hard to maintain their operating freedoms. The recent Federal Trade Commission's actions against Meta may indicate some pushback, but overall, many argue it's still insufficient.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Ensuring innovation while protecting consumer rights and privacy. We've seen growing calls for regulations, especially with concerns over data privacy and misinformation on social media platforms. How do you think this will evolve?
I believe we're at a tipping point. There's increasing public demand for transparency and accountability. The European Union's Digital Services Act is a critical step in the right direction, setting stricter rules for content moderation and data protection. Other regions will likely follow suit, but the challenge will be implementing these regulations without stifling innovation.
That's true. The challenge is to find that sweet spot where regulation encourages responsible innovation without being overly restrictive. Now, as we look at the integration of AI into our daily lives, it's clear that it's becoming more ubiquitous, from smart home devices to AI-driven personal assistants. How do you see this shaping our everyday experiences?
It's transformative. AI is enhancing everything from how we manage our homes through smart devices to how we engage with brands online. For instance, in women's health, AI-driven apps are providing personalized insights and tracking, which is empowering women to take charge of their health.
That's a great example. The personalization aspect of AI is indeed a game changer. However, with convenience comes the concern of data security. How can consumers ensure their data is protected while embracing these innovations?
That's a critical question. Consumers need to be proactive about their data. It's important to privacy policies, understand what data is being collected, and utilize privacy settings. Additionally, companies need to prioritize transparency and security measures, which builds trust with their users. The more informed consumers are, the better decisions they can make.
Absolutely. Trust is paramount in this digital age. As we wrap up, what are your predictions for the future of AI investment, regulation, and integration into our lives over the next few years?
I foresee continued growth in AI investments, particularly in sectors that demonstrate clear utility. However, we must also brace ourselves for potential corrections. On the regulatory front, I think we'll see more countries adopting comprehensive AI guidelines aimed at protecting users while fostering innovation. Lastly, as AI becomes more integrated into our daily lives, I hope we'll see advancements that genuinely improve our quality of life while also prioritizing ethical considerations.
Those are insightful predictions, and it's clear we have much to look forward to, as well as challenges to navigate. Thank you so much for joining us today. Guest, your insights have been invaluable.
Thank you for having me. It's been a pleasure discussing these important topics.
And to our listeners, thank you for tuning in to this episode of Tech Talks. If you enjoyed the conversation, don't forget to subscribe, leave us a review, and share this episode with your friends. Let's keep the dialogue going about the future of technology and its impact on our lives. Until next time, take care.